listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network on Riverside. I am your host and owner of RAWF. I am Lord Amadeus. Joining me this evening, he is the famous luchador himself.
¡Hola, muchachos!
Ladies and gentlemen, he is El Vacant. Hola, El Vacant. Whoops.
¡Hola, muchachos!
How are you today?
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Qué tú?
I'm good.
I saw so nice you tried to play it twice. I see what happened.
Yeah, I forgot to pause at the end because we'll leave your beautiful face up on the screen there for a little bit there.
See, good for ratings.
Yes, it's good for it is good for ratings and popular with the ladies as well, I'm sure. All right. Yes, thank you, Paragon. This is the new Riverside studio. I know a bunch of you are new, weren't here yesterday. Or last week, sorry, not yesterday. Last week when we debuted the new RAWF studio here on Riverside. If you do have any questions, you can try to feel free to ask myself, Paragon, and others that've been using it. We've
Don't ask me. I know nothing.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But at any rate, El Vacant, good evening, sir. We are live here on Riverside. And we got a lot to discuss tonight. So, starting out, we need to get to some GM reports. Let me do some scrolling here to find what I'm looking for. All right. So we get some GM reports. Let's start with the tags division run by Unstoppabot. And currently, the top 5 tag teams after 2 of 6 rounds. In first place, Absolutely Fabulous. In second place, Royal Pains. In third place, Thunderstruck. In fourth place, Hellhounds. And in fifth place, Medicine Men. So that's the 2 match rankings there. I believe Absolutely Fabulous is DW and Tigers. Royal Pains is myself and Cougs. Thunderstruck, Destroyer, and Magnificent Michael. Hellhounds, I believe, is Nightcrawler and Soul Reaper. And Medicine Men, good question.
It's got to be Dr. Kent and somebody.
Dr. Kent and somebody, yeah, we'll go with that.
With that name, it's got to be, right?
If I scroll up to the top, I'm sure I can figure it out.
Paragon says Sisaloo, which also makes sense.
Who is Sisaloo?
This badass dude from Norway who takes out tanks with his bare hands. Wait, that was a movie.
Sisaloo. Oh, never mind. All right, so that is your tags report from Unstoppable. Let me give you my Hatfield and McCoy report. Had a lot of sign-ups for the two events, and holy cow! Okay, something's wrong with the events tab there. Hold on. That's a thing. There, that's better. Whew. Everything was showing up a million times. I had like a billion of everything there, so it was kind of all right. So
Including bitcoins? That would be pretty useful.
yes, it would. All right, Hatfield Tournament Season 8 is underway. Currently in the Hatfield Tournament, we are in round 2. Cougs has moved on to the quarterfinals. She awaits the winner of Sassy Applebee's and Dr. Kent. Blake Bradley will face Little Miss Sassy in the quarterfinals. Simply the Best will face Allie Knight in the quarterfinals, and Vex is waiting on the winner of Starshot and Killa Neptune to see who she will face in the quarterfinals. In the McCoy tournament, we are in round 2 there. Paragon of Greatness will face Sophia Gabrielle McFadden in the quarterfinals. Mark Caliber will face Nightcrawler in the quarterfinals. Chris Cage will face Extreme Enigma in the quarterfinals. Crazy Serb is awaiting the winner between Spectacular and Money Sue before the quarterfinals commence. And of course, the winner of these two tournaments will face off against each other to see who will face the RAWF Hatfield McCoy champion, currently the unsettled Chris Cage. All right. Next up, I hope he does have indeed a GM report, our Ultimate Gauntlet GM, the Paragon of Greatness. Paragon, is there anything to report from the Gauntlet?
Only briefly. Like I said, the Gauntlet is on hold until we have a championship match. But for anybody who was looking forward to that Immortal Griffith versus Extreme Enigma matchup coming up this week, there have been a change of plans. We will have that title match next week. And then as soon as that match starts, whenever I first noticed that the match has started, I will be starting up the Gauntlet again. Remember to go sign up for the Gauntlet if you're not currently on it. And if you are currently on it, I will give an updated showing of what the current signups are and what the current list is.
All right. Thank you, Paragon. We'll give you back in a bit. I know that the lovely Maeve O'Hare has something she'd like to report or announce. Maeve?
Oh, that's myself. Warn the last, why don't you? No, I'm excited to announce that I have just opened signups for the 4th annual St. Bridget's Day tournament here in RWF. That is open for free to anyone in the company. Top prize is 250 Russell Bucks, so it's worth your time. And I would love to see a big turnout. I've already got several signups, so good for them. And the tournament will be starting on the 1st of February, which is, of course, St. Bridget's Day.
All right. Thank you, Maeve. Appreciate that. Yes, I look forward to that tournament every year. And certainly it's going to be a hell of a show. It usually is. All right. Thank you, Maeve. Extreme Enigma, are you here?
What? Yeah, hi.
Anything to report from Arcana Clash?
Nope. I'm gonna be so for real with you. It's been a hectic week. Went back to my hometown and did some vibe time. Don't know if we have a finals yet. If we do, it will be dealt with very soon. I know the sorry, one tournament is finished, but the other, when I last checked a few days ago, was not. Could be finished. If so, I will contact you about possibly getting that contenders match on Superstars, perchance.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you, Enigma. All right. And I think that is all the GMs we have available at the moment. Let's take a look around RAWF at some of the other ongoing events. The Extra Points Tournament is, I believe, underway by now. Let's take a look, see if I can. It's in round 3. Sassy Applebee's currently taking on Nightcrawler. The winner of that match will face Papa Shaker in the quarterfinals. Killin' Neptune currently facing the unsettled Chris Cage. The winner of that will face Seabill in the next round. Davila currently taking on Hobo Ezekiel. Sisulu taking on Hotshot Chaz. Simply the Best taking on Deez. And Maeve O'Hare taking on the Paragon of Greatness. Wow, this is going to be already some huge. I'm very interested to see who's going to come out there on the extra points tournament. That's going to be a good one. Let's take a look at the arsehole of the month. There it is. Arsehole of the month. We are currently in the quarterfinals. The Immortal Griffith taking on Starshot. The winner will face Ice Cold Aaron McFadden in the semifinals. The other two quarterfinal matchups: Scythe versus Chris Cage, Dr. Kent versus Mark Caliber. Interesting enough. All right. And the Powerball Contendership Tournament to see. Oh, and that one is won. All right. So that one's a final for Tigress has defeated Strangleheart. She moves on to Powerball Contendership. She'll take on Nightcrawler at Unyielding for the Powerball Championship. And I'm going to go mark that down right now before I forget. I need to go to this picture anyways. So we are in San Diego, originally supposed to be in Los Angeles, but due to the tragic wildfires going on in there right now, we did move our venue to San Diego this week. But tomorrow's Superstars comes to you live for the Pachanga Arena in San Diego. 3 big title matches tomorrow, El Vacant. First, for the Midnight Hobo Championship, Billy Gunn is challenged by Extreme Enigma. 2 of our champions accepting challenges by opponents tomorrow. So Billy Gunn versus Enigma. For the Superstars Championship, Destroyer taking on someone I know she loves near and dear. I'm being sarcastic, but she will defend the Superstars title against Papa Shaker. And for the Fubar City Championship, Hotshot Chaz will defend against the Immortal Griffith. That's a big card tomorrow there, El Vacant.
Sí, very big. Mucho grande.
That is huge. That is absolutely huge for tomorrow's Superstars. And we will have, and joining us now to give us the scoop on the rest of the card, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Hey, how you doing there, Randy M. Draws, for your undercard? How you doing, El Vacant?
Pretty well, my friend, pretty well. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm ecstatic for you, my friend.
For what?
Absolutely. Have you not heard the big news about tomorrow's show other than the big 3 matches?
Nothing that pertained to me, so go ahead, spill it on me, big boy.
Well, we got someone returning to RAWF action.
Okay.
Take a look on the big screen there.
Ooh, can I say it? Can I say it? Can I say it?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Returning to RAW action, one of my favorites, and my favorite name to say ever. It's, wait for it. Oh, wait for it. Hold on, wait for it. I gotta get there. Beast.
Yep.
It's been too long.
What's that?
It's been too long.
It has. It absolutely has. So we got the return of Beast tomorrow here in San Diego. Beast will be taking on Rick Nelson. Other matchups, we got the Moose versus Dr. Kent. Sophia McFadden versus Dimue of Leonese. Paragon of Greatness versus the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper. Ooh, yeah, that's good. wait a minute. I'm going to change that right now because I think those two. No, wait. No, we'll leave that one. Okay. Lose on Warrior Queen Falcon takes on Undertaker. Toxic Megatron Avenger versus Sean Hitman Hurd. Tad Beagle Wolf Dennis takes on that sissy guy, the Sisululu, whatever, Sulu, Mr. Sulu. What's his name?
Susurie. No, it's not it. I don't know.
Studio. No, that ain't it either. Okay, so Sisulus. The crippler. Monkey takes on Monkey Desaad. Hot Cheese versus Nightcrawler. Sassy Applebee's versus Davila. Killer Neptune to take on Simply the Best. That's going to be a big one right there, let me tell you. Seabell to take on PG Psycho Girl. Crazy Serb to take on Little Miss Sassy. Kayla the Governess takes on Big F and Hitman. The Minion to take on Redneck Avenger. Black Lilith to take on Joey A. Ciro El Napolitano takes on Mystic Maniac. Roger the Pirate to take on The Razor. Agent of Hate versus Big Papa. Strangleheart versus Mark Caliber. Revenge versus Money Sue. Damia to take on the Unsettled Chris Cage. Flynn Savage to take on Hobo Ezekiel. Spectacular takes on Stormtrooper of Death. Boney to take on Blake Bradley. Maeve O'Hare takes on Miss Beautifatal. Knox Boogie takes on Aaron McFadden. Dees to take on Magnificent Michael. Wildfire takes on Andy Price. Angel Bitch takes on Crazy Mama. Kitty Kabam takes on Eva. Scythe takes on DW Diesel Warrior. And Tigress to take on Uber Vegan TPO. Oh, nope, there's some more. Second page. Natalia Nitro to take on the Cougar. Mancunian Maniac to take on Johnny Mayhem. Starshot to take on Dark Warrior. Ali Knight to take on Evan Deadly. And Ken Costa will take on the Greek god Jim Steele. Woof. That's a big ass lineup tomorrow here in San Diego. Welcome back to the Beast. And anything else I can do for you, boss? Nope, you're good there, Randy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And did you like your new intro? Oh, that was fantastic. I'm spinning around and doing all kinds of stuff. Man, I'm tired just looking at it. Yeah, I agree. That was something else. All right, thank you, Randy. And tomorrow's Superstars comes to you live from San Diego. All right.
Lego Mario.
Something to that effect. So, with that being said, I do a couple other GM notes. First of all, PG, Psycho Girl, has returned, as I mentioned last week. Not only, though, is she doing the road to stardom, she is also doing Candy Capers. Candy Capers has returned. She did that a long time ago in RAWF, quite a few. She's decided to bring it back. We've got several people signed up. Looks like 19 so far. Although Beast has gone in there, so it should be so right now 20 signups for Candy Capers. It will start on Monday, so you have till Monday to get signed up. I have a feeling if you haven't signed up for Candy Capers Season 2, it's a pretty interesting concept, I must say, and it doesn't involve just RAWF matches. It involves WU matches as a whole. So check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, that's going to be good. It's going to be fun. All right. Thank you, PG. I'm so glad she's back. She's one of the best, I must say, as far as GMs go. All right. So I hope I haven't missed too much in the chat. Okay.
No, they're still talking about my ego joke.
Your ego joke.
And they're right. A San Diego does not sound appetizing at all.
I just got that. You could tell I was paying attention.
Although now I feel like I need to make a new dessert. Call it a San Diego and have it be like a churro pancake with cinnamon sugar all over top of it, because that would look like sand.
Yeah.
I like it. I dig it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few weeks here, February 16th, as a matter of fact, it is RAWF Unyielding returning from a 2-year hiatus. It'll be live from the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, and already some pretty big matchups. We now know that Nightcrawler will defend the Powerball Championship against Tigress. Any early thoughts on that one, Elvagan?
No, I haven't put a lot of thought to that yet because I just learned that about 2.5 seconds ago. So yeah, no, I haven't put any thought to that yet.
All right. Well, I mean, it's going to be a big night for Tigress. She challenges NC for the Powerball Championship, and she defends the Multimedia Championship against Extreme Enigma, who I have to say shocked me. Beat the Immortal Griffith last week in that Multimedia Contenders match. I did not see that one coming, but Enigma is going to challenge for the Multimedia Championship. Your thoughts?
I mean, like, I was surprised by that as well, especially because early in the match it looked like the Immortal had it completely wrapped up almost from the get-go, and then he just sort of fell apart. I don't know what happened, but, congratulations to Enigma. They get themselves a title shot at Unyielding, and, good for them. Now, it's a hell of a title shot because it's against Tiggs, and Tiggs, when she gets her hands on belts, likes to claw right in and hold on for dear life. So good luck with that there, Enigma.
Indeed. You're not wrong there. Yeah. She is highly unlikely to give that up easily, no doubt about it. Now, a couple of notes. Ken Costa did earn himself an opportunity at the FUBAR-C Championship at Unyielding, and we were to go based on right now, Hotshot Chaz would defend against Ken Costa at Unyielding, but Chaz to defend that FUBAR-C title tomorrow against the Immortal Griffith. So Ken will either face Hotshot Chaz or the Immortal Griffith for that FUBAR-C Championship, and Ken, we'll come back to Ken in just a few minutes. Nightcrawler has earned a shot at the Midnight Hobo Championship, but Billy Gunn defending that title against Extreme Enigma tomorrow. NC to challenge either Billy Gunn or Enigma for the Midnight Hobo Championship at Unyielding. And then the final match that we know for sure tomorrow is for the National Championship. It is Simply the Best defending against Hobo Ezekiel. This is going to be a good one, I think. Hobo has been national champion in the past. STB, and that I can't say for sure at this moment, but it does look like STB may be pulling a doubleheader, as he might also be in the main event. But what are your thoughts on STB versus Hobo Ezekiel for the national championship?
I don't know. Well, especially if what you just said could happen does happen, I think Simply the Best's headspace is going to be on another match, and I think he's going to overlook Hobo, and Hobo's going to take advantage of that.
It is possible. It is definitely possible. So, like I said, Unyielding is still several weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, but it is coming, and I'm excited to see what happens at Unyielding, and that's our early reports thus far. I know that we'll probably talk about more matches as the time goes on, but so I got a couple things here. We mentioned Ken Costa, and to be fair, when you listen to this, Ken did send in a Vokaroo. When you listen to this, Ken Costa not aware that he may have to face the Immortal Griffith if Griffith wins the FUBAR-C title tomorrow. So keep that in mind when you listen to this.
So here I am, Kenny Boy, King Costa once again on the RAWF After Hours, the hot moment in talent. Anyway, Unyielding, I'm gonna have a big double duty. Because there I'll have 3 titans in my way. We have the Baragon on my left and Immortal and Hotshot Chaz on my right. One of them will meet me as a champion for his FUBAR City Championship. So, as it means 3 titans, I have to face 2 of them. Whew. It will be a tough day, and it may be a great day or just another bad day. But I'm not here to say that I will do my best, I will win, I will defeat the Titans, I will break them, because I already said that a long time ago, and as I said, 2025, it will be my time to shine in the RAWF, and it's gonna be made, as Ric Flair said, to be the man, you gotta be the man. You wanna be on the top, you have to defeat the men on the top. You want to be the real guy between the Titans, you have to slay the Titans. But anyway, I care about opinions, so someone here I want to ask. I want to ask for his opinion because I see he has a vision. Unlike the boss who acts like, alright, I will go as Chris Cage because he is the older in the company. He's the one I know. He's the one that I have a kind of friendship with, so I will go with him. He goes it easy and simple, and I don't like it from you, boss. So I want to ask the one with the big vision beside you, and that's why he's the co-host with you, Il Vacant. So Vacant, I just want to ask you about this. Baragon, Hotshot Chaz, or Immortal Griffiths? So, do you think that I really can get this damn job done? Do you think that finally, 2025, at the beginning of the first month of it, is gonna be a huge year for me? Do you think that I will not only defeat the man, but I will be the Fuber City Champion? Do you think it's time for Kenny Boy? I'm so eager to know your opinion because maybe I'm the one who made fun of you before, but I respect you because you have that big fucking great vision. And of course I will see your vision after I defeated Chris Cage. Defeated him heavy. Defeated him fair, square, and in the classic Fuber City style. To the boss, he will think I'm lucky, but I also know that you have a bigger vision than that. You're not saying it simple, you're not saying just the easy words that anybody loves to hear from the son of a bitches. I will wait for your answer. Let me hear your full vision of Vacant. Take the mic and tell me. Right now. Cut it.
Well, El Vacant, he's pretty much demanded you make it do you have any thoughts on what he had to say there?
Well, I and my enormous vision, God, yes, Maeve, that is a euphemism. Right. No, like, look, like, seriously, I will answer. I'm the guy with the jokes. I'm the comic relief here. But I will answer this as seriously as I can. I have said since your return, Ken, that I expect great things from you. You've shown us a lot more fire than before you took your break, and it's been very impressive. But you're right. You name these three people Titans. They are in your way, and you're not 100% sure who you're going to face. But can you beat any of these men? Yes. Do I think you're going to win that title? I don't know. I think it depends on who you end up facing. And I think it depends on where their head is when you get to that match. I think they're all uphill battles for you, but I think they're all battles you can win. They are not hopeless battles. So I give you even odds on most of those matchups, honestly.
All right. Well, there you go. And Ken, I think Ken took a bit of offense to me predicting that Chris Cage would beat him in that Fubarsi contendership match, and I didn't mean any offense, certainly, and
I mean, look, on paper, you're right. On paper, that's what should happen.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's made a career fighting that kind of match against a guy who hasn't. Who do you think's going to win it, right? Like, that's... But hey, look, you don't get anywhere in this business with having a certain amount of ego. When someone says, "Hey, you're going to lose," that's gonna bruise that ego, right? Like,
now, to be fair though, as I said, Ken made all those statements assuming he was going to face Hotshot Chaz for the Fubarsi Championship. He may well indeed be facing the Immortal Griffith.
But he said that.
Did he say that?
He did. He said it's either going to be Immortal or Hotness.
Oh, okay. My bad. I mean, does he have a better chance against either than one or the other?
Between those two, I think he has a slightly better chance against Chaz. Except that while saying that, he only faces Chaz if Chaz beats the Immortal One. And if he beats the Immortal One, then maybe he doesn't have a very good chance of beating Chaz. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Like, the problem is he has to face who's ever more on top of their game.
True. Plus, Ken Costa has a match with the Paragon of Greatness, non-title, of course, at Unyielding as well, and we'll talk with Paragon about that. But if the Immortal Griffith does win the Fubarsi Championship, that means Enigma would have to face both Griffith and Paragon at Unyielding.
You mean Ken?
Who'd I say?
Enigma.
Okay, Ken. I apologize. All right. So at any rate, that is going to be an interesting night. No matter what happens here, we find out tomorrow who exactly his opponent is when Hotshot Chaz defends against the Immortal Griffith, the Fubarsi Championship.
See. All right, before we move on, I have a bone to pick, sir.
All right.
I am more than just a taco vendor. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can see it. It's on this. I see it. It's right here.
How did that happen?
I am a taco entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
I don't even know how that happened. Who put that up there?
I wonder.
All right, so folks, as you all know, as I said, we moved from Los Angeles to San Diego due to the tragic wildfires happening right now in greater Los Angeles, through the country, and I know that's been on my mind. It's also been on someone else's mind, and so let's hear from Hotshot Chaz, ladies and gentlemen, as he has a public service, a PSA of if you will.
Life, as we know, can take unexpected turns. In the blink of an eye, it can throw us into the depths of tragedy and loss, shattering our sense of security and leaving us feeling as if we've lost everything. But in those very moments, when we stand amidst the ashes, we also find an opportunity to rise. Take these moments to reflect on the devastation of the fires. It consumes, it tears apart, and it leaves behind a charred landscape where the future seems bleak. Yet, from those ashes, something incredible can emerge. It is in our darkest hours that our true strength is tested. We may face the overwhelming weight of grief and despair, but it is our perseverance that will carry us through. Remember, every great success story involves struggle. Every hero we admire has faced trials that seemed insurmountable. It is not the absence of hardship that defines us, but rather how we respond to it. Each setback is merely a setup for a comeback. Like the phoenix rising from the flames, we have the power to reclaim our lives, to rebuild, and to rise even stronger than before. As we move forward, we must embrace the spirit of the hotshots, those brave individuals who charge into the heart of danger, who refuse to back down in the face of fear. They remind us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to press on despite it. Let us harness that same spirit. Let us be hotshots in our own lives, tackling challenges head on and transforming our pain into purpose. So when you face tragedy, when you feel lost in the aftermath of your own personal fire, don't shy away from the struggle. Embrace it. Dig deep within yourself and find that flicker of hope. Let that hope fuel your perseverance. Each step you take towards recovery, no matter how small, is victory worth celebrating. Together, let us rise through the ashes, carry on, and show the world the indomitable spirit that lies within us all. Remember, my friends, the journey may be tough, but you are tougher. Let your story be one of resilience, and let your actions inspire others to rise alongside you. The world is waiting for your light. Don't hold back. Rise up, stand strong, and do those hotshot things.
All right, that from Hot Shot Chaz and some inspiration from Hot Shot Chaz involving the wildfires, and we do indeed. Our prayers go out to all those affected by those devastating fires. All right, so folks, just a reminder. I said it in the scene, but I haven't said it yet on radio. The After Hours Championship will be on the line, and for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be able to show it on air. That's going to be fun. For the first time here. Let's get to figure that out by any random person in RAWF that's in the chat. You may, if you have been interacting, you may be the next challenger to the lovely Maeve's After Hours Championship. With that being said, let's bring on the After Hours champion to get her take. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, she is your After Hours champion. She is the lovely Maeve O'Hare. Good evening, Maeve.
Good evening again, boss man. Good evening, Vacant.
Oh, hi. We brought your favorite chair.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
So how you holding up tonight, lass?
Oh, I'm keeping well. Keeping busy. Got the tournament now to keep my eye on. Could be better. I mean, I obviously would have preferred to go after the Midnight Hobo belt myself, but Nightcrawler had the better match. Congratulations to him. And I think either way, that's going to be an interesting match. And there's always next month. Assuming I can get past the big purple roadblock that is more Corcora and extra points.
Yeah, That could be interesting. That could be very interesting. I'd like to see you win the extra points. It'd be your first ever, I think, extra points win. So
Yeah, because I always end up running into either more Corcora or English at some point, and then like I might as well just feckin' go home.
you didn't hear that, did you? Did you hear that?
I did. I didn't know you brought them over.
I did.
Studio Cat. Whoa! Studio Cat. Studio Cat.
That is the studio cat, ladies and gentlemen, that you occasionally do hear when we do these shows. And I told you to quit feeding it. Oh, again.
Right. I mean, but he really likes tacos.
I mean, who doesn't?
Right.
So as we look out in the chat right now, Maeve, I see quite a few people, that have been making some noise. Could be, who doesn't like tacos, right? Stop feed.
I don't trust folks who don't like tacos in some form or other.
Yeah, but yes, we have Studio Cat. Studio Cat, I like that. So anybody out there you would take a liking to defending that title against tonight?
What about the Studio Cat?
Studio Cat is ineligible to challenge for the championship.
That's speciesist.
No, I think it's just a technicality in that Studio Cat's not on the active roster.
Something to that effect, yes.
I mean, there's several folks out there that I always enjoy facing. There's other folks that, while I'm always happy to see them, I'd rather not face them for a title. And then there's some folks that I hadn't faced in a while or at all. I have my thoughts, but I also know better than to jinx myself or give the committee any ideas. So I'll be keeping those to myself for the greater good.
All right, and the Studio Cat agrees with you. So.
I mean, Studio Cat is awful cute. I do have a weakness for small furry animals. If I didn't have such a busy schedule, I would get a pet myself, but I'm home like 3 days a month.
I hear you. So, at any rate, with that being said, you won't. We do know you won't be challenging for the Midnight Hobo Championship on Unyielding, but I'm sure something will come up down the road. You got to remember, this is Immortal season now.
Yeah, that's why I'm so nervous about facing more Corker and extra points, because I know how important Immortal season is to him.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's an extremely good point. So,
but in my favor, he's already guaranteed the main event.
No. If he loses the title at Unyielding.
Oh, that's right. We gotta have the pay-per-view first.
Yep.
All right, one more Corcra. You need to hold on to that belt, and then you don't have to worry about beating me in the extra points to go on to Immortal. So just simply win your title match. That's not hard.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, Maeve, I have not gotten a message from the championship committee as of yet, so stand by. We will have that match momentarily, but while we await that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on another caller, and we'll get back to you in just a little bit, okay?
All right.
All right. So, next up, ladies and gentlemen, haven't heard, of course, this is his first time visiting the new studio. Let's bring on the Celtic Nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper. You all right there, Reaper? Sound like you were coughing up a hairball.
Yeah, I'm
Did
fine.
Studio Cat get to you?
Before I get started, can I do something for the people in that's suffering because of the Los Angeles wildfires? If I may, I'd like to
Sure.
toll a bell 10 times for them.
You have a bell on you? Because I don't have one here.
I can. Is it okay?
Sure.
Sorry. All right. So, is Icon gonna be coming in here?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, but it's possible. Everybody, I believe, everybody in the chat out there has the ability to hit a button and call and ask a question or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know.
I
couldn't tell you.
know I just went through a hell of a match with him at Jingle Hell Rock. I took a hell of I managed to win, but I took a hell of a beating in the process. Hence, I was wearing some red bandages for a while.
And sadly, Icon will not be here. He has no mic at the moment.
Well, anyways, Icon, thank you for the match, and it was a pleasure being able to get into the ring with a legend.
No, that's very respectful. Very respectful of you.
People said I said I was going to do it, and I did.
Yeah, you did it, and congratulations! It was a huge win at Jingle Hell Rock over Icon, no doubt about it. Didn't see it coming, but at the same time, you've had some big wins on pay-per-view. So what's next? What you always have a plan for pay-per-views, so I know you're up to something. What is it you're up to now for Unyielding? I heard rumors that you were going to challenge your certain tag team partner, but that fell through at the last minute. But now you have something else.
But now I've managed to find myself in the crosshairs of Eva again.
Now, why would you want to do that?
Maybe because I'm a dumbass sometimes and I don't know how to keep my mouth shut.
That makes sense.
I mean, it never really sat well with me when I lost to her at Philadelphia Freedom last year.
No, I mean, I understand that.
I'll have my legal team get a hold of hers and to have them get in touch with you, Amadeus. To confirm that.
You do that.
But seeing as we'll be in New Orleans, I might have a interesting match type considering the area. Maybe a match type to fit the New Orleans area, considering in Louisiana there's thousands of swamps and alligators happen to inhabit each and every one of them.
I was thinking we could just fill a swimming pool full of gumbo.
Nah.
That sounds no, you don't think a swimming pool full of gumbo? No.
But the match I had in mind, only thing is I don't know if you'll be able to get permits from the Fish and Wildlife, from whatever they call their game warden service there. I don't know if you'd be able to get the permits for it.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to look into it.
But if not, I have another idea. Considering she's from Amsterdam and technically I'm Irish, at least of Irish descent, at least.
Okay.
Although I don't
Well,
know.
you let.
Although one of the things for that kind of a match, I don't know if that's exactly legal in Louisiana, like it is in Amsterdam.
All right.
What do you want, a red light district match?
No. No, if I can get her to agree to it. What I was thinking was Guinness Mayhem match where two sides of the ring would have pools filled with Guinness, and then from the ring post, marijuana smoke would be coming up from the ring posts. But I don't know if that would be exactly legal in that state.
Well, it sounds like you've got some interesting ideas for the match with Eva at Unyielding. I can't wait to hear what the two of you come up with.
Yeah, I figured out I've gotten myself done something to get her attention again, because I've been having some supernatural events start happening near my place of residence. I keep finding vulture feathers near my house.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good sign.
No. Who am I facing tomorrow? I didn't catch what Randy said. He was talking too quickly.
He said you are facing the Paragon of Greatness tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Ta-da!
Because usually where he is, Hobo follows.
Usually inside his singlet.
Exactly. Don't know what his obsession with Purple Man's singlet is, but I still haven't figured out the Mama Moose thing yet. But then again, knowing it's Hobo, I don't think I want to figure that out.
Spirit animal. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Because usually with Hobo, it's better you don't ask questions, because whatever the answer is, will make it more disturbing.
All right, Reaper, thank you much for your time, and I can't wait to find out what the heck kind of match you're going to have at Unyielding with Eva. That ought to be something to watch.
At least this time she doesn't have the luxury of choosing the match type to benefit herself.
Well, I mean, that was for the Champions Choice Championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be, all right. Thank you, Reaper. Appreciate it, and we'll keep us posted on what the two of you decide. All right. Plenty of time.
Thank you.
That was the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper. He's, we kind of make fun of him because he always puts his foot in his mouth and goes after people and whatnot. But occasionally he does strike gold. You know what I'm saying? Like he did against Icon El Vacant. So who knows what will happen?
Not me.
All right. So usually when we were in Blog Talk, the championship committee would pick somebody and then message them in chat to see if they were available or wanting to challenge the After Hours champion. But unfortunately, we do not have a private chat say that we can do that here. So I'm going to give the name of the person the championship committee chose, and all that person has to do is say yay or nay, and in the chat, and then I will set that match up for the After Hours title. Maeve, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I haven't gone nowhere. I might have lost a few brain cells just now, but I'm here.
So the challenger the championship committee has chosen is Destroyer.
Oh, Saints preserve us.
Destroyer,
are you get shot?
Well, as long as you don't have any as long as you aren't wearing moose antlers, you ought to be all right.
Why in feck would I? Never mind.
So D, if you're out there, just say yay or nay to the opportunity at the After Hours Championship. Yay
Heaven,
is the answer.
I would not be called dead in a shaker mask.
Yay is the answer to the challenge. So that indeed is what we will have.
Well, this should be interesting.
Yeah, I am going to get the match set up right now. You might want to go get ready.
Yeah, I need. Fuck about.
Would you
All
like
right,
a commemorative vacant mask for the match?
Last.
So I am setting up that match. It is for the After Hours Championship. And of course, it's defended at least after every pay per view, 1 or 2 weeks after every pay per view. Tonight, two very. I mean, this one's gonna be a good one, Hell Vacant. I can't. So for those of you who have never been to an After Hours title match, it's set up for a 30-minute timeout. Health multiplier 150, and of course the champion will go first. Now let's see. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. I'm not sure that it works, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, it is not letting me post the link in the chat. Oh, there it goes. Finally. I don't think it's an actual clickable link, but copy and paste, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the link to the After Hours title match. And good Lord, she didn't even let me get it set up. Wasn't ready. Didn't ring the bell yet. Didn't send it down to Doc yet. Holy cow. Hold on a second. So, give me a second. I gotta get this out of here. No, go away. No. Oh, share screen. All right, so please, ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me for a second while there we go. Here we go. I think I got it this time. Can everybody see the match?
See.
All right. Send it down to L Vacant and Doc Dillinger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the RAWF Arena in San Diego. Already this match well underway, L Vacant. And good Lord, the champion wasted no time. She didn't even wait for the bell to ring. She came out.
She ran down the ramp, jumped in the ring, and started swinging.
Now she actually waited for us. How polite, but unfortunately, a little late. But at any rate, so the champion already given quite the beating to Destroyer, the legend as she is, the moist maker, if you will. Destroyer is but she's no slouch. Can she get back into this? This one's gonna be easy. This one ain't gonna be easy.
Well, she's not wasting any time because she ducked right behind Maeve, raked that back, turned around, tangled her up in the ropes, and you just beat the shit out of her in the rope there. That's not cool. Dragon screw leg whips, just slamming her down to the mat. Turns around, picks her back up by the hair, and then blocks her into a hammer lock, cranks it up, brings her around, transfers into an STF, and then, there's a key. We've seen that transfer before, over into a dragon sleeper. She's trying to go for the tap out here, but I don't think it's a little too early to try and get that.
A nice offensive response by the challenger. Now let's see if the champion can respond in kind.
Looks like Maeve noticed what Destroyer just did.
That would be an affirmative. Here she comes now, the champion, a stunner, a spine buster, a German suplex into a crucifix powerbomb. Whoa! I think maybe Destroyer pissed her off.
Yeah, you think?
Ugh.
Putting a Godslayer in a Godslayer usually doesn't work out for you.
Champion over now standing over the prone challenger destroyer.
I think this destroyer caught me looking.
Well, quit looking.
How do you not look at that?
I mean, you have a point. I can't argue that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, after that crucifix power bomb, Maeve is taking her sweet time playing up to the crowd here. I think she realizes she's got Destroyer pretty rocked, and she's just hammering it up for the crowd. That might come back and bite her if she doesn't get back into this match soon.
Icon looks. He just looks. He's just looking. And she is posing for the fans indeed. I'm not sure if that's a wise move. She hasn't won this match yet. Pose after you win is what I always say. Now she stands.
I thought you always said, pass me the Excedrin.
That would be our owner, Lord Amadeus.
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, you always say, God damn it, hobo. That's right.
No, that would be my colleague, Dan the Man Levitan.
Oh, I don't pay attention anyway.
Waiting for the...
We got a popcorn rain going on.
There's a song there somewhere.
Popcorn rain, popcorn rain. Oh, wait.
Some movement now, some life from the challenger. A hip toss, brutal elbow strike. Grabs Maeve by the hair, tosses her across the ring, jumps on and gives her a cutter. Goes for flying head scissors, but no, misses on the head scissors. And curses at the miss as she gets up off the canvas and prepares to receive the champion's offense here. Back rake. Gets Destroyer tangled in the ropes and hits her with puts her in a hammerlock, then a dragon screw whip into a cobra. She's just trying to make her scream, submit.
She's got her in that figure four. And I don't know. It's in the middle of the ring. I think it might be the end of the end. Destroyer's trying to get out of it, but nope. There it is. The ref's calling for the ring. She tapped figure four leg rock in the middle of the ring, and still your after hours champion.
Yep, still your after-hours champion, Maeve O'Hare, defeating Destroyer, and it was a pretty good match, although Destroyer playing from behind the entire time was not able to get the victory tonight. Maeve holds on to the title for another pay-per-view until at least late February. For El Vacant, I am Doc Dillinger, sending it back up to Lord Amadeus in the studio.
All right, get her on.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was a hell of a match, hell of a try. But you know, it is what it is. We will see what happens in the coming weeks. Congratulations. And once Maeve gets up here, we can see her get her thoughts on the match. All right. So that was a pretty good first run, I think, for our live match feed. Hopefully next time I'm a little quicker on the draw. Maeve was certainly a little quick on the draw there, but
Are you calling me premature, boss man?
I would never call you premature or immature or anything in that one.
I don't know.
Or mature.
I've been called a brat quite a bit.
So congratulations, Maeve. Still the After Hours champion. You've been champion now for what? How long have you had that title?
Oh, well, we had that brief, confusing interlude where Razor accomplished something for 2.7 seconds. But I think I got it back in October. I'd have to double check.
All right.
So
Well, congratulations. Yep, it has. It has. So certainly, that was an impressive performance. It does seem like you tend to run over your opponents on these after hours title matches. So
I know which side my bread's buttered on, and I like having this belt. And you know, until I get bored of it, I'm gonna do my best to hold on to it. But I want to give Destroyer her due. Um, I think I caught her a little off guard as well. And she was, as you said, fighting from a disadvantage the whole time. But I think had she had the advantage starting off, that match could have ended very differently. But all the respect in the world for Destroyer. Always happy to see her, and I'm very happy that I managed to get out of that match with no extra holes in me.
there was no gunplay, thank goodness.
So
Thank-
interesting fact that you brought it up. You're right about October, but maybe the fans don't know this. Unless my facts are wrong, other than 2 months, you are the only person to have held this title except for 2 months since July 15th, 2023.
That sounds like a record, don't you think, boss man?
Well, I mean, there are breaks. Like I said, there are 2 months where you didn't have it because Razor took it for a month, and Paragon took it.
I mean, I believe it might be a record. To be honest with you, I'd have to look it up, but
Well, if it ain't now, it will be soon enough.
It's at least the record of most times holding it, I bet.
Because yeah, I think this is technically my fourth time holding it.
you know what? I need to make a spreadsheet for that now, so that
For
I
the
can answer
Too
that
much
question.
data, I can't decide.
That's what I need to do. But yeah, I'm sure I can get all that information from the championship committee. I'm told you're very likely has held it the longest in total. Yes.
Well, you know, I don't like likely. I like certainties. So we're gonna just have to continue on until we're absolutely sure about that. So, consolations already to whoever I have to face after Unyielding.
Indeed. All right. Thank you much, Maeve, and congratulations on retaining the After Hours Championship tonight. Any final thoughts?
No, again, I did what I set out to do, and I will keep all my other comments to myself for now. I wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. So I'm going to give you a good night. Good night, Vacant.
Hasta la bye-bye.
All right. So that was a great match, great night so far. Now it's going to get a little better. It's going to get a little extreme up in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man who tomorrow has an opportunity at the Midnight Hobo Championship, followed by the following week, where he has a chance at the Ultimate Gauntlet Championship. And then at Unyielding has a third title opportunity against the multimedia champion Tigress. A lot on their plate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Enigma is here. Good evening, Enigma. Enigma?
Enigma.
Okay, he was here. Let's try it again. Enigma, are you there? Well, I'm sorry. We're all trying to adapt to the new studio. Hopefully, we get it all figured out here, not too long future. But well, where do we start with you? Because you got a lot going on here. You're a very busy man these days as far as title matches. First of all, congratulations on the win over the Immortal Griffith. I wouldn't. I certainly didn't predict that. It didn't have that on my bingo card. I'll be honest. But you beat the Immortal Griffith. You will go on to face Tigers for the Multimedia Championship, a title I know you covet. Yep,
Gee.
still hear you.
Yeah, ignore that. That's always there.
That's always there. Eh, he got cut off. Enigma, are you there?
Enigma. What'd you do?
We can no longer hear you, Enigma. Yes.
See?
Well, I mean, we shall find out at Unyielding if you can indeed become. And to be honest, and this is nothing against Tigers, I'd like to see what somebody would do with the multimedia title that wants to do something with it, like you say you do. But before we get to Unyielding, you've got two more opportunities at title matches. Somehow you talked Billy Gunn into accepting the challenge for the Midnight Hobo Championship. And that match happens tomorrow here in San Diego. And an opportunity to become a two-time Midnight Hobo champion and join the ranks of only six people have held that title more than once. Maeve O'Hare, Mike D'Annunzio, Terrell the Truth Johnson, Mithras the Title Machine, Money Sue, and the Prince of Wales. So you would join a pretty elite list there if you were able to wrest that from Billy Gunn. Your thoughts on Billy's accepting your challenge, and your thoughts on the match tomorrow. Yes, yes. Yep. I mean, you could very well be. I mean, if you win tomorrow, you get the Midnight Hobo Championship. If but next week, you challenging the Immortal Griffith for the Ultimate Gauntlet Championship by some. I mean, to beat him twice. Wow, that would be something else. And then you would have two titles, and then go on to Unyielding and beat Tigress for the Multimedia Championship. This would definitely be one hell of a start to 2025 for you, Enigma. Is he there? Oh, oh, oh boy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that could happen. L Vacant, any questions for Enigma? L Vacant?
I Yeah, what fantasy land are you living in? My God. Yeah, the the guy who was electrocuted and got back up and won a match after dying, and you're like, I'm gonna make him tap. Like the man has never tapped it once in his entire career. I'm not saying he's never passed out. I'm not saying he's ever been knocked out, but he has never tapped once. Why would you think he'd start now? Yeah, that'll do it. That's his weakness. That's his Achilles heel. Your tongue. That sounded dirty.
I didn't. All right, this has taken a turn I wasn't expecting, and nor do I want to continue on this path. Enigma, I wish you the best of luck tomorrow against Billy Gunn for the Midnight Hobo Championship. We'll take it 1 week at a time and see what happens.
That was so much more than a word.
All right, the Bastard Cult. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Extreme Enigma, and yeah, I was afraid this was going to happen. After that win over Griffith, we would hear some things from him that might not be smart, but we. Oh boy. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to RAWF After Hours on Riverside FM here. And so after the show, I will be posting this to YouTube. In coming weeks, we're going to attempt to simulcast to YouTube I don't know if that'll be if we're going to try that next week or the week after, but we are going to try to stream this on YouTube, so that those of you that can use YouTube uh, can join us there as well as here at Riverside. But we're not sure if that's going to be next week, the week after. We're still in discussions about that. So, but our plan is to eventually start streaming this to YouTube as we record it, rather than having to post it on YouTube afterwards. All right. Next up, and I'm sure after that last visitor, this person has a lot to say. He is the reigning men's champion, men's and ultimate gauntlet champion. Could add Fubar City to the list tomorrow when he goes one-on-one with Hotshot Chaz. Please welcome.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
Immortal.
Indeed, he is the immortal Griffith now joining us. Good evening, Griffith.
Good evening, Amadeus. Good evening.
So you heard what they had to say just a few moments ago. Your thoughts?
You let a person get lucky one time and they think they're the master of the universe. Well, Enigma, let's make something really, really clear. Every time you've mouthed off like this to me, you have paid for it dearly. Is it really in your enlightened self-interest to make me give a shit? More importantly, to make me decide that someone needs a lesson. Now, I know you're too stupid to learn. You've shown us that time and time again. But as every good teacher knows, you have to keep trying. You have to keep doubling down on the lesson plan to drive it through even the thickest skull. Mate, when I face you for that title, I am going to use anything and everything at my disposal to make sure that everything, including sunlight, gets through that skull. Because when this knee right here hits you with the concussion protocol, and then I could pin you 1, 2, 3, but instead I pick you up, I prop you up, and I hit you with the memento mori to make sure that the lesson is driven home, you better believe you're going to need medical attention. And I'm going to enjoy watching it happen. You see, you picked the wrong time. I've had a bit of a bad couple of weeks, you might say. And I'm kind of looking for someone to vent that on. And you just volunteered, son. You just volunteered. So welcome to the Tempest.
Well, before you can before you can rage on Enigma next week, you have an opportunity to win the FUBAR City Championship from a Hot Shot Chaz tomorrow here in San Diego. And there's a little backstory here. The last time you two faced off, I guess it was in London, your hometown. Tomorrow, you're kind of in Hot Shot Chaz's backyard here in California. So, how did that? Talk to me about how that plays into this whole situation.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was happenstance, LA. I did make a challenge, didn't I? I will say that I have a lot of respect for Chaz. I think I've said this time and time again. I appreciate what he does in the ring. I appreciate, his go hard attitude. And well, and I challenged him. I had my reasons, and I stated them before. But he had a series of matches with my partner in the Godslayers, and I feel like I personally needed a little closure, having to sit back and watch them fight time and time again, and never being able to get involved. It just bothers me a little. So now that little run of matches is over, I figured I would step up and see if he wanted to have a match with the other half of that team. And like a true champion, he agreed. He said yes. So kudos to you, Chaz. Kudos to you. But just because it's in your hometown, don't expect it to change some outcomes. And all your pretty words about the fires and the people that are suffering aren't going to help you. People are mortal, and I'm used to that. You're not going to pull on my heartstrings because I don't have any. So come tomorrow, while the sky is lit up in that eerie orange afterglow coming from the north, you're going to get a really good look at it, because you're going to be laying on your back looking to the sky as you hear two very important words ringing through the arena. And new.
You are a two-time FUBAR City champion. You have an opportunity tomorrow to become only the second person to hold that title more than twice. So I know how much you love your stats there. Does that? How do you feel about possibly being the first person to win it, the second person to win it 3 times?
Not as good as I feel when I'll be the first person to get it a fourth.
Nope, you can't do that either.
Seriously, how many times do I got to win and lose this thing?
You would have to win it 3 more times to break the record.
Who is that?
Currently, Dees is a 4-time FUBAR City champion.
That I wouldn't need to win it 3 more times.
If you're a 2-time now, you win it. So as of now,
right. You're counting tomorrow. I understand.
Yes.
I was saying if I was assuming that was a foregone conclusion. Got it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I have to be impartial and not do foregone conclusions, if you understand.
That's fair. I guess that's fair. I mean, but no, I do like records. I'm just gonna point something out. People tend to forget. It's weird. I don't understand. So many people pay attention to history around here. So many people like to understand the nature of the people they're fighting, but people seem to forget that when I cut my teeth in this business, when I first made a name in this business, it was as a hardcore fighter. This is not a new world to me. This is not like out of my element. This is putting me in the heart of my element. I got to tell you, I don't feel good for Chaz's chances tomorrow.
I mean, I don't either, but at the same time, I didn't give him much of a chance against against Maeve. So we shall see what happens tomorrow here in San Diego. Will you become Fubar Siege and men's champion as well as the Ultimate Gauntlet champion? You'll be back to needing a bandolier for your title belts if that does indeed happen. Been a while. As it is now, you just got one over each shoulder.
It's true. It's true. I have to replace one that I just lost to get back on track.
All right, Elvation.
Also, speaking of back on track, I just want Enigma to be aware that my lawyers will be in touch for that flagrant trademark infraction that he made while he was on air. Just flagrant. It was.
All right. Thank you much, Griff. Elvation, did you have anything you wanted to ask the Immortal One?
I mean, lawyers, really? This is the wrestling business. Why don't you just punch them in the face? That's what we do, right? That's how we settle problems. We get in the ring and we beat each other up. I mean, I'm already planning on doing that. That doesn't seem to stop them from doing stupid shit. All right, you have a point there. It's fine.
Thank you, Griffith, for your time tonight, and good luck tomorrow against Hotshot Chaz.
No, thank you, sir. I will. I'm sure I don't need it.
All right, and so, this isn't going too bad. I'm starting to get used to this studio here, Elvation. It's starting to get a little comfy. We'll have to see. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he is your reigning world heavyweight champion. At Unyielding, he will either face Simply the Best or DW Diesel Warrior. But he also has a match with, not a date, but you know what I mean. Ken Costa at Unyielding. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is indeed the P to the O to the G, the world heavyweight champion here in RAWF, as well as the White Lightning champion. He is the Paragon of Greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus. Good evening, Riverside out there. I hope that our second week has been just as smooth as the first week. I hope everybody's really enjoying the new place. I'm loving it here. I think that we've really found ourselves what looks like is going to be a pretty solid home for RAWF After Hours.
Yeah, so far so good, I have to say. I mean, it's got its rough moments, but that was to be expected. But I think I'm getting used to this. But at any rate, Paragon. First of all, talk to me about the situation with Ken Costa and why you think he targeted you for Unyielding.
Well, why do I think that? I think that there might be a little bit more to the story than what he's presented outwardly, but honestly, I believe that Ken Costa is a very genuine person. It's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of Ken Costa. I think that a lot of times what you see is what you get with Ken. He made some statements about his intentions that I genuinely buy those reasons and I respect those reasons. Ken said that he wanted to prove himself in a way, prove that this is going to be the year of Ken Costa, and the way to be the best is to beat the best. And that's a figurative best. He's not specifically talking about the world champion alone. He wants to beat all of the great names, including possibly the Immortal Griffith come up at the pay-per-view too. This is like Ken Costa can hit the ground running with this mission statement if he has the right circumstances come along. Ken is a very determined, very enthusiastic competitor, somebody that believes in himself, and it's no surprise that I gravitate towards somebody like that. I see a lot of myself in Ken Costa, extremely confident about your abilities, but not so in everybody's face about it, and sheer passion and determination for this sport. Somebody that wants to go out and do it the right way. Not looking for any shortcuts, not looking for any workarounds, just putting in the hard work and sharpening your skills against the best competition. You don't want a night off. You're not looking for somebody that's going to pad the stats. You're looking for somebody that's going to make you better in the ring. And that's what Ken Costa did. He wanted to challenge somebody that would do that. Our fans maybe answered that question a little bit for him. He came out, he kind of issued a bit of an open challenge, and our fans seem to be calling for the champ. And always there to oblige the fans. I have a great deal of love for everybody that's always watching our shows, whether it be in the live show or at home. And they were calling for Paragon of Greatness. Paragon of Greatness arrived, and Ken Costa and myself hammered out a bit of the details. We've got ourselves a match for Unyielding. Sure, there's not a whole lot on the line for me. It's a bit of a situation where I've got very little to gain and maybe a little bit to lose, but Ken Costa has a world to gain from this, not just by being able to claim to beat the world heavyweight champion, but by making a statement about what his plans are and going out and slaying that Titan. Ken is going to be incredibly motivated. I expect to see the best version of Ken Costa, at least right now. I say at least right now because I think as we watch over the next couple of months, he's going to get better and better and better. And every time that we think that we've seen the best version of Ken Costa, he will improve upon that. But for right now, I think at Unyielding, we're going to see the best version of Ken Costa. And I can't wait to see what he is able to achieve. I know that in the past, we've had at least one pay-per-view clash for the inaugural Arcana Clash Championship. Ken fell short, and I know that that's bothered him for a long time. He feels like he maybe should have done better in that matchup, if not should have won that match. And this is a chance at redemption. This is a chance to set his mission forward the right way, and this is a chance to knock a Titan down. Ken Costa's not going to miss that shot. And I respect him too much to go easy on him. So we're going to walk into that match, and I think that it's going to be something magic.
All right. Well, that will be one match you have at Unyielding, and but of course you may it could be up to three because we know you'll most likely defend. We'll see if you'll be defending the White Lightning title. I'm assuming you will, but no idea who that would be against. But we kind of know who your opponent will be in the main event. Looking at the match, but we will, since it's not official, we can't actually say. But simply the best DW, one of those two challenges you at Unyielding. Uh, so talk to me about each of them and what dangers each of them possess.
Well, I think that they do actually possess two very unique challenges. We'll start with DW. As we currently see it, she's in a bit of a hole in that matchup. It's not looking like things are going to go her way, but that is where the strength of DW lies. DW is a miracle worker in the ring. She has this uncanny ability to turn things around and make things go her way when every single sign seems to be pointing the opposite direction. She's got this skill to thrive under pressure. She's an incredibly talented clutch performer. So I'm absolutely not going to count her out of this match with Simply the Best, and that would be the thing that I need to most remind myself of if I'm up against her at Unyielding. There is no lead, no comfortable position in a match where I can rest for a second, where I can take a breath, maybe try to refocus a strategy, slow the pace down, because the second you do that, DW strikes. And it's we've seen it a number of times across several championship wins, a consistent player, and it's because of that kind of in-match ability to adjust your strategy and move on. And then there's Simply the Best. And I mean, at this point, it's a cliche to talk about how appropriate his name is, but it's true. The man is arguably the finest technical wrestler in RAWF. On the complete opposite side of the spectrum of what DW is, this man has a rock solid game plan from the moment you step into the ring. He's planned out every eventuality, every potential counter, every move step by step to his path to championship glory, and it's paid off in spades for years. Simply the Best is one of the greatest wrestling minds that have ever stepped between those ropes, and it elevates a certain challenge, which is that's kind of the strategy I like to use in matches. So this match, instead of maybe being a bit of a freeform jazz that you would have with DW, this is a chess match. It's two of the best thinkers putting together their strategies and seeing which one comes out on top. Either way, I think that there's going to be a lot of electricity in the arena, and I wasn't kidding around when I said that this is a bit of a new era right now in RAWF. There's going to be a lot of new opportunities, and there's going to be a lot of new faces at the top. I can feel it. Ken Costa, one of those people, but DW and Simply the Best are absolutely chomping at the bit to win that RAWF World Championship, especially right now during this season. I'm not going to be one to talk about how I'm going to put my boot on the neck of my opponents, or I'm going to, burn them into the ground or anything like that. That's not the kind of person that I am. What I am going to say is that either one of these two challengers absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, could be the next RAWF World Heavyweight Champion, but I will do everything in my power to prevent that from happening.
All right. Well, we'll talk more once we know for sure who your opponent is for that World Heavyweight Championship at Unyielding. I'd like to touch on something Maeve brought up about you earlier in this program. It is indeed a mortal season, and you are of all people are certainly as aware, if not more, than anybody else in RAWF. But she also had the point that it's been a while since you've been champion going into this pot. So talk to me about what I know how hard you want to be in the main event. Always want to be in the main event of Immortal. You work your ass off, especially during this time of year. Uh, Talk to me because it has been 6 years since you've gone into Immortal as the World Heavyweight Champion and not had to worry about it. So, what are your thoughts right now? What is the strategy? Is she correct?
Honestly, the panic alarms may be even louder than they usually are. You're absolutely right. You've seen it firsthand. You probably have more experience with this than anybody. I work my ass off to get into that main event of Immortal, but I also kind of work myself through the stress to a point of making myself physically sick a lot of times. It's very important to me. It's something that genuinely, it's the thing that matters the most to me as far as selfish, like personal goals go. And it's a bit terrifying, actually, being the champion going into the Unyielding pay-per-view just before Immortal, because you can put forth all of the pieces of the puzzle, win as many rankings matches as you want, try to secure being in the top two just in case. But that World Heavyweight Championship match, there's suddenly a completely different weight to it, because it's win and you achieve the destiny that is most important to you. Lose, not only have you lost your championship, but you've lost the final rankings match of the period. You've lost a match that there's no way to really recover that ground. So if it's a tight race at the top two spots, you suddenly let a lot more than just a championship slip away if you're somebody like me that really invests themselves in Immortal. And you're right. This has been a really long time. I believe I was the world champion walking into Immortal 5 and walking into Immortal 6. Obviously, losing the championship at Immortal 6, that was the last time I held the championship until just now. So I haven't had any other opportunities to walk into Immortal as the champion. It'll be the 6-year anniversary since the last time I did so. And I was a much younger Paragon then, much less experienced with RAWF, and I didn't have the kind of streak and lineage with this pay-per-view that I have now, so the pressure was not the same. Immortal, obviously, we've got my counterpoint, the other side of the coin, the Immortal Griffith, who loves to talk about how Immortal is the pay-per-view named after him, and you go for your bit, my man. Absolutely love it every year. It's a lot of fun, but I think that a different Immortal is often inextricably associated with this pay-per-view. Man that in a lot of ways made this pay-per-view even bigger because of how much he cared about that, and that's of course myself. Immortal 5, my first Immortal main event, we had kind of called Immortal the biggest pay-per-view of the year, but it wasn't quite treated like the spectacle that it is now. And I think we can put a lot of that work on the RAWF roster and yourself, your amazing promotion work. But I think that there's also a lot of, and I hate giving myself credit for things, but I think a lot of credit does belong on my shoulders for promoting Immortal to be the spectacle that it is over the last several years. Immortal 5, Immortal 6, Immortal 7, Immortal 8, unfortunately not Immortal 9, Immortal 10, and Immortal 11. I have positioned myself into the main event. It's something that every single year not only is my top goal, but it's my top goal to make the show as special as possible. I'd like to think that I've done that. Tried to put every single person in RAWF, the roster, on a platform, put the big spotlight on them, let everybody know how special this company and special this roster is. And everybody talks about it during Christmas, but for me, this has always been the most wonderful time of the year. I'm psyched, and I can't wait to see what everybody has in store for us over the next month and a half or so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is the World Heavyweight Champion. Any questions for him, Al Vacant?
No, he kind of covered it.
He did indeed. All right, Paragon, good luck. Match quick. You have a match with Soul Reaper tomorrow here in San Diego. Have fun with that. And hopefully we will talk to you again next week knowing who your opponent in Unyielding will be, and we can get more specific.
Yep. Thank you.
That was the Paragon of Greatness, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning RAWF World Heavyweight Champion. And, of course, once again, ladies and gentlemen, where is it? Unyielding coming to you live from the Smoothie King Center, February 16th. Still got several weeks to go on that. And Unyielding coming back after a couple year hiatus. We're going to alternate Unyielding and Love Hurts. So Love Hurts will return next year, ladies and gentlemen. But this year, I wanted to bring back an old favorite in Unyielding. Well, I'm waiting a certain person said they were going to call, so I'm going to give them a few minutes here. But L Vacant, what are your thoughts on how Unyielding is shaping up thus far?
I mean, it looks like so far it's going to be a pretty good pay per view, but they always are around here. We rarely have a bad one.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's let's see here. Let me go to the list. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. At any rate, we've got somebody we haven't talked to since they returned to RAWF just a couple months ago. Are you ready to get moist, L Vacant?
I what?
Yo, step into the ring, feel the heat, feel the fight. It's Destroyer coming in, you're dressing all black tonight. Smooth talking, body moving, got the crowd on your feet. Call you dog, they call me Dean, don't you dare get into tequila sipping. Moist making, booty popping, sin. Did I come to make friends? Nah, I came to win. The things I whisper in your ear, secrets high and low. This is ain't no playground, baby, this is a danger zone. No, black shades, black heart, being strong. Tequila dog, drinking all night long. Gotta break up the way for those who cross the line. Mess with Destroyer, on your out of your mind. In the ring, on the mic, I'm a force you can't deny. Every man's vision, a best woman looking fine. So step aside, dolls, and let D take the reins. Destroyers in the house, this is my game.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is the reigning Superstars champion here in RAWF. She is Destroyer. Good evening, Destroyer.
Gentlemen, how are you?
I mean, better now. How you doing?
Just looking around to see if there's a moose anywhere around here.
I'm
pretty big. I don't know if I've ever been called moose though.
he doesn't have antlers. There's no moose here in the studio. There's a studio cat. There's a studio cat. You don't shoot cats, do you?
Depends on my mood.
Uh-oh. And what exactly is your mood right now?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked. I'm a little pissed at you, LA.
What?
Since I joined your company, I've had someone leaving notes on my locker. Don't know who it is. Questioned hobo, questioned cage, who, by the way, smells awesome, even after a match.
Nope.
Kind of like, sex and sweat. Gotta love it.
I don't. I really don't. For the record,
Well, I mean,
no, you wouldn't know probably yet. Your day will come. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
trying to hook me up with Chris Cage.
I don't think so. No.
All right, because that's what it's. I'm super concerned right now.
Well,
your company, LA, your company, and someone is leaving these notes on my locker, and I sure as hell do not appreciate it.
And I don't appreciate it either. I do not like my wrestlers being harassed. To be sure, but to be fair, D, you've had a very long, illustrious career. You are indeed a legend, but along that long and illustrious career, you've made a lot of enemies. Am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know about enemies as much. Anybody that's been an enemy of mine is now, gone.
Well, that's probably true, but I mean, We know it's not Chris Cage. I'm pretty sure it isn't Hobo because those letters are kind of well written and there's no stains on them. So that always leads me to believe it's definitely not Hobo. It's definitely somebody with intelligence.
Oh, it's not Hobo. Hobo is too busy writing letters to Santa Claus.
Mm. And hiding his moose from you as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But is there anything I can do to help? I mean, I have launched an investigation. I can do that.
Oh yeah,
Is
that
that
would be wonderful. Yeah,
all right?
that would be
We
helpful.
can. That would be helpful. I would definitely see what I can do as far as an investigation. But let's talk
Well, it's
about
clear
what.
it, it's clearly somebody who doesn't want to see me succeed. So I thought Hobo maybe. I thought, one of the elevated or whatever they call themselves, the play group, one of them guys. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, then I thought maybe Griffith, because he's got an ego. He knows I'm good. Might have been stepping on his toes a little bit. There's lots of possibilities.
Griffith's pretty much Griffith's not one to leave notes. If he has a problem with you, he deals with you face to face. So I highly doubt that it's Griffith. Um, I mean, it's got to be somebody. I mean, let's face it. Whoever it is a coward,
Clearly.
right?
So
So
Enigma. You're thinking
I,
Enigma then? Because
well, I mean, I can't say any names right now, but I have some names running around in my head, believe it or not. I'll get them
Oh.
sorted because blondes take a little while to figure that out. But
Hmm.
anyways, let's talk about this. Let's talk about you and Hobo now. Unfortunately, you were unable to beat him for a shot at the national title. But you still, the Moose. What is it? What's your fascination with Mama Moose? Why do you want to shoot Mama Moose so bad?
Wherever she goes, she leaves a frigging mess. It's disgusting. She
I mean,
stinks. She's crapping everywhere. It's like Hobo times 10.
trust me, I understand that. I have.
Hmm.
I've had
Hmm.
several janitors. I've had several janitors come to me complaining about the moose. I won't lie. So I can't disagree with you on that. Uh, I don't. I'm not sure what we can do about that.
Well,
Ah,
that's why I'm here to help out.
well, I guess I really can't stop you. Just try not to shoot people. That's
I
when we
just want
have
to
a
take out.
problem.
Oh, please. That's never been a rule of mine. Come on. The thing is, I'm just trying to take out the big one. You know what I mean? Just one. There's still the other one.
Phrasing.
Definitely phrasing. All right. So you've had a pretty good reign as Superstars champion. Uh, talk to me about talk to me about you won that title. Let's see, back in where is it? Well, shoot. Apparently I
I
need to
think I've
update
defended 4 or 5 times now.
something to that effect. Something to that effect. So you're
I
doing
figure I
pretty good.
see. I thought Flynn would be tough, but he is part of the play group, so Um, thought Serb would be tough, but he kind of DQ'd himself, so maybe I scared him. I don't know.
Mm, could
Faced
be.
Nightmare, Celtic Nightmare. That was kind of boring.
Ah, understood. Let's see. Yeah,
Gonna
so
face
three
some
or four.
Shaker next.
Yes, Shaker. Talk to me. Is there a history there? Is there those two? You two don't get along very well, do you? You and
Shaker
Shaker,
and I
or
get
am I?
along. No, Shaker and I get along well. Yeah. We've known each other for quite a few years. No, I get along fine with Shaker.
Okay. All
I have a
right. Maybe
bullet.
I'm.
It has his name on it, just in
That's what I
case.
was saying. I thought you had a bullet with his name on it. That's
You know,
what.
yeah. Well,
Usually you don't. Is that a sign of friendship to you? Do you have bullets with other people's names on it? You don't have bullet with my name on it, do you?
yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I have a
So it's a
collection.
good. So this is a good thing. I should be flattered.
For now. Depends, I guess, on how quickly it takes for you to find somebody that's, leaving me notes.
I need to get on that, don't I?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
probably should, since it's your company, Like, do
Yeah.
your job, be the boss, protect
All
your
right.
wrestlers, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. I can't argue. All right. I will do that. L
I
vacant.
appreciate that.
Mm.
Get out your Sherlock Holmes cap and your magnifying glass. We got it.
Wait, wait. This is getting outsourced to me.
No, we're gonna do it together.
Ooh, buddy movie. Cool.
That's what she said.
That's not what I meant. Oy.
Look, I resisted really hard when he said. So you're telling me I got to get on top of that, and I was just like, "Oh, that's what he said,"
That's not.
No, I didn't. I resisted, but you didn't resist.
There's no filter. It doesn't have to be a filter here. I don't think.
No, and you know what? And Elvacan just resisted real hard.
So hard.
Yeah, so hard. Anyway, LA, get on it.
I shall. I will.
Find that bullet with your name on it, please.
Okay.
I don't
want. I'll be a doll.
And now I have that song in my head.
Which one's that?
Bullet with your name on it.
Oh, at least it's not doll. Anyways. Destroyer, it was very nice. I hope this is not the last time you call in, because this was a pleasure. Even though I was threatened with a bullet, that's fine. Well, not the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But
enjoy your evening, dolls.
Enjoy your evening as well, ladies and gentlemen. She is Destroyer. Tomorrow she defends the Superstars Championship against Papa Shaker. Should be a really good match, and the saga of who is writing her these notes, El Vacant. We need to figure this out. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be shot.
I mean, I've gone this long without being shot. I'd like to continue.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it for this evening. We will be back here next week, right here on Riverside FM, and we will certainly appreciate everybody joining us this evening in the new studio. I hope everyone's enjoying it, and like I said, we will be hopefully simulcasting on YouTube eventually. All right, El Vacant.
See?
Anything you'd like to discuss before we go off air?
No, I'm good.
All right. I don't even know where the heck that came from. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, this has been RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. We will see you all again next week. Goodbye for now from San Diego.
Studio Cat! Whoa! Studio Cat! Studio Cat!